Question 1. What is the significance of the Magna Carta in British history? A. It declared war against France. B. It established the Church of England. C. It introduced the concept of universal suffrage. D. It limited the powers of the king and laid the foundation for modern democracy. Answer: D. It limited the powers of the king and laid the foundation for modern democracy. The Magna Carta is significant for establishing the principle that everybody, including the king, is subject to the law. Question 2. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Theresa May. D. Mary Curie. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first woman to hold the office of Prime Minister in the UK, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 3. What event is Guy Fawkes Night commemorating? A. The end of the English Civil War. B. The restoration of the monarchy. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The signing of the Magna Carta. Answer: C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Guy Fawkes Night commemorates the failed attempt by Guy Fawkes and other conspirators to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 4. Discuss the role and impact of the Habeas Corpus Act in establishing legal norms in Britain. A. It formalised the structure of the British monarchy. B. It established the right to a fair trial and protection from unlawful imprisonment. C. It created the British parliamentary system. D. It abolished the feudal system in England. Answer: B. It established the right to a fair trial and protection from unlawful imprisonment. The Habeas Corpus Act is crucial in legal history for protecting individuals from arbitrary detention. Question 5. What are the main responsibilities of the Prime Minister? A. To lead the judicial system. B. To represent the UK in sports. C. To head the government and oversee the operation of the civil service and government agencies. D. To act as the head of state. Answer: C. To head the government and oversee the operation of the civil service and government agencies. The Prime Minister is the head of the UK government, responsible for implementing policy and administering public services. Question 6. Who is the patron saint of Scotland, and on what date is his feast day celebrated? A. Saint David on March 1. B. Saint Andrew on November 30. C. Saint George on April 23. D. Saint Patrick on March 17. Answer: B. Saint Andrew on November 30. Saint Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, and his feast day is celebrated on November 30. Question 7. What was the purpose of the Elizabethan Poor Law? A. To establish universities. B. To provide pensions for the elderly. C. To assist the poor through taxes on landowners. D. To mandate schooling for children. Answer: C. To assist the poor through taxes on landowners. The Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601 established a system where parishes were responsible for the welfare of the poor. Question 8. Who was the longest reigning monarch in British history before Queen Elizabeth II? A. King Henry VIII. B. Queen Victoria. C. King George III. D. Queen Anne. Answer: B. Queen Victoria. Before Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch in British history, reigning from 1837 to 1901. Question 9. What is the name of the process by which Scotland and England were united into one kingdom? A. The Union of Crowns. B. The Act of Union. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Royal Decree. Answer: B. The Act of Union. The Acts of Union in 1707 united the parliaments of Scotland and England, forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 10. What is the House of Commons and how are its members selected? A. A Royal Advisory Council chosen by the monarch. B. The Lower House of Parliament, whose members are elected by the public. C. A ceremonial body with no legislative power. D. The Upper House of Parliament, appointed by the Prime Minister. Answer: B. The Lower House of Parliament, whose members are elected by the public. The House of Commons is a key component of the UK Parliament, with members elected by the public in general elections. Question 11. What is the role of the Home Secretary? A. To manage foreign affairs. B. To oversee domestic security and immigration. C. To handle economic policies. D. To lead the education department. Answer: B. To oversee domestic security and immigration. The Home Secretary is responsible for internal affairs in England and Wales, particularly relating to security, immigration, and policing. Question 12. What was the main outcome of the Battle of Hastings? A. The consolidation of Roman rule. B. The beginning of the Viking Age. C. The Norman conquest of England. D. The end of the Anglo-Saxon era. Answer: C. The Norman conquest of England. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was significant as it led to the Norman conquest of England. Question 13. Name the war that was fought between the houses of Lancaster and York for the English throne. A. The 100 Years' War. B. The War of the Roses. C. The English Civil War. D. The Great War. Answer: B. The War of the Roses. This series of wars for control of the throne of England was fought between the rival houses of Lancaster and York. Question 14. What are the ceremonial duties of the monarch? A. To pass laws and govern the country. B. To lead military forces. C. To perform state duties, represent the nation at events, and carry out constitutional roles. D. To manage the national budget. Answer: C. To perform state duties, represent the nation at events, and carry out constitutional roles. The UK monarch's role is largely ceremonial, involving duties such as presiding over the state opening of Parliament and other state functions. Question 15. What are constituencies in the context of British parliamentary elections? A. The various political parties. B. The regions that members of Parliament represent. C. The collection of votes. D. The legal documents required for election. Answer: B. The regions that members of Parliament represent. In UK elections, constituencies are the electoral districts that MPs represent in the House of Commons. Question 16. What event marked the beginning of the English Civil War? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The execution of Charles I. C. Charles I's attempt to arrest members of Parliament. D. The Battle of Agincourt. Answer: C. Charles I's attempt to arrest members of Parliament. This event in 1642 is widely regarded as one of the catalysts for the English Civil War. Question 17. What was the main reason for the colonization of Australia by the British? A. To expand their empire in Asia. B. To establish a penal colony. C. To find gold and silver. D. To compete with French colonial ambitions. Answer: B. To establish a penal colony. The British began to transport convicts to Australia in 1788 to alleviate overcrowding in British prisons. Question 18. How did the English Bill of Rights influence the relationship between the monarchy and Parliament? A. It granted absolute power to the monarchy. B. It abolished the monarchy. C. It confirmed the superiority of Parliament over the monarchy. D. It dissolved Parliament permanently. Answer: C. It confirmed the superiority of Parliament over the monarchy. The English Bill of Rights in 1689 established Parliament's authority over the monarchy, including its right to regulate the succession of the throne and to pass laws. Question 19. Name the treaty that marked the end of the First World War. A. The Treaty of Versailles. B. The Treaty of Paris. C. The Treaty of London. D. The Treaty of Rome. Answer: A. The Treaty of Versailles. Signed in 1919, this treaty formally ended World War I and imposed significant penalties and restrictions on Germany. Question 20. What are the Crown dependencies and how are they governed in relation to the UK? A. They are sovereign nations within the British Empire. B. They are part of the United Kingdom and directly governed by Parliament. C. They are self-governing possessions of the Crown, but not part of the UK. D. They are former colonies with no current ties to the UK. Answer: C. They are self-governing possessions of the Crown, but not part of the UK. The Crown dependencies, which include the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands, have their own legislative and taxation systems, although the UK is responsible for their defence and international representation. Question 21. Who was the famous British playwright whose works include Hamlet and Macbeth? A. Charles Dickens. B. Geoffrey Chaucer. C. William Shakespeare. D. Jane Austen. Answer: C. William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is renowned for his contributions to English literature, with plays like Hamlet and Macbeth being fundamental to the Western literary canon. Question 22. What movement led to the extension of the voting franchise in Britain in the 19th century? A. The Enlightenment. B. The Chartist movement. C. The Industrial Revolution. D. The Renaissance. Answer: B. The Chartist movement. This was a working-class movement for political reform in Britain that sought to extend the vote to all men and other democratic reforms. Question 23. Name the ship that famously carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America. A. The Mayflower. B. The Santa Maria. C. The HMS Beagle. D. The Titanic. Answer: A. The Mayflower. In 1620, the Mayflower transported the first English Puritans, known as the Pilgrim Fathers, from England to the New World. Question 24. What significant scientific discovery is Isaac Newton known for? A. Discovering the structure of DNA. B. Developing the theory of relativity. C. Formulating the laws of motion and universal gravitation. D. Inventing the telescope. Answer: C. Formulating the laws of motion and universal gravitation. Newton's discoveries laid the groundwork for classical mechanics in physics. Question 25. Describe the main purpose of the United Nations, which the UK helped to found after World War II. A. To provide a platform for cultural exchange. B. To enforce colonial mandates. C. To promote international peace and security. D. To manage global trade policies. Answer. C. To promote international peace and security. The United Nations was established in 1945 to prevent future conflicts and foster cooperation among countries. Question 26. What was the Industrial Revolution and why was it important? A. A period of major industrial decline. B. A cultural movement that emphasized the arts. C. A phase of rapid industrial growth that transformed economies and societies. D. A political movement that resulted in the establishment of monarchies. Answer. C. A phase of rapid industrial growth that transformed economies and societies. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain in the late 18th century, significantly affecting the social, economic, and cultural conditions of the times. Question 27. Who was the first person to circumnavigate the globe from England, and in what year did this occur? A. Christopher Columbus in 1492. B. Ferdinand Magellan in 1522. C. Sir Francis Drake in 1580. D. James Cook in 1768. Answer. C. Sir Francis Drake in 1580. Drake was the first Englishman to successfully circumnavigate the globe, a journey that highlighted the beginning of England's maritime dominance. Question 28. What battle in 1805 established British naval supremacy under the command of Admiral Nelson? A. The Battle of Waterloo. B. The Battle of Trafalgar. C. The Battle of Agincourt. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer. B. The Battle of Trafalgar. This decisive naval battle against the combined fleets of the French and Spanish ensured British control of the seas. Question 29. What is the main role of the Speaker in the House of Commons? A. To represent the ruling party and guide its legislative agenda. B. To act as the head of state in parliamentary matters. C. To oversee debates, maintain order, and ensure the rules are followed. D. To vote on legislation in the event of a tie. Answer. C. To oversee debates, maintain order, and ensure the rules are followed. The Speaker of the House of Commons is responsible for impartially managing debates and maintaining parliamentary order. Question 30. What are the key principles of the British Constitution? A. The rule of law, parliamentary sovereignty, and the rights of the monarchy. B. Parliamentary sovereignty, the rule of law, and the separation of powers. C. The dominance of the judiciary, the executive, and legislative bodies. D. Monarchical infallibility, religious supremacy, and military control. Answer. B. Parliamentary sovereignty, the rule of law, and the separation of powers. These principles underpin the UK's uncodified constitution, guiding the operation of the government. Question 31. What document, passed in 1689, outlines the rights and liberties of Parliament? A. The Magna Carta. B. The English Bill of Rights. C. The Act of Settlement. D. The Royal Charter. Answer. B. The English Bill of Rights. This document established limits on the powers of the Crown and set out the rights of Parliament, forming a basis for the constitutional monarchy. Question 32. Name the British scientist who formulated the theory of evolution by natural selection. A. Albert Einstein. B. Charles Darwin. C. Isaac Newton. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer: B. Charles Darwin. Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection was a monumental scientific discovery detailed in his 1859 book On the Origin of Species. Question 33. Which law abolished the death penalty for murder in Britain in 1965? A. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act. B. The Habeas Corpus Act. C. The Human Rights Act. D. The Civil Rights Act. Answer: A. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act. This act suspended and effectively abolished the death penalty for murder in the UK. Question 34. What significant event did the Gunpowder Plot of 1605 aim to achieve? A. The restoration of Catholic monarchy. B. The establishment of parliamentary democracy. C. The annexation of neighbouring territories. D. The abolition of the monarchy. Answer: A. The restoration of Catholic monarchy. The Gunpowder Plot aimed to blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament to end Protestant rule and restore a Catholic monarch. Question 35. What major change did the Reform Act of 1832 bring to the British electoral system? A. It introduced automatic voter registration. B. It extended the right to vote to all men and women over the age of 21. C. It abolished property qualifications for voting. D. It redistributed seats in the House of Commons and broadened the franchise, allowing more men to vote. Answer: D. It redistributed seats in the House of Commons and broadened the franchise, allowing more men to vote. The Reform Act of 1832 was a crucial step towards expanding the electoral franchise and reforming the distribution of seats based on population. Question 36. Who was the British monarch during the Victorian era, which saw the expansion of the British Empire? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. King George III. C. Queen Victoria. D. King Edward VII. Answer: C. Queen Victoria. Her reign from 1837 to 1901, known as the Victorian era, was marked by industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom, alongside a great expansion of the British Empire. Question 37. What economic policy led to widespread famine in Ireland from 1845 to 1849? A. The Corn Laws. B. The Enclosure Acts. C. Laissez-faire economics. D. The Gold Standard. Answer: C. Laissez-faire economics. The British government's adherence to laissez-faire economic policies during the Great Famine in Ireland resulted in minimal intervention, which many historians argue exacerbated the severity of the famine. Question 38. Name the treaty that joined Scotland and England under one monarch in 1603. A. The Treaty of Union. B. The Union of the Crowns. C. The Edinburgh Agreement. D. The Magna Carta. Answer: B. The Union of the Crowns. This was the result of the accession of the Scottish King James Beli to the throne of England as James I, uniting Scotland and England under a single monarch. Question 39. What British royal house was restored to the throne in 1660? A. The House of Tudor. B. The House of Stuart. C. The House of Hanover. D. The House of Windsor. Answer B. The House of Stuart. The monarchy was restored with Charles II in 1660 after the interregnum period that followed the English Civil War. Question 40. During which conflict was the charge of the Light Brigade? A. The Crimean War. B. The Boer War. C. World War I. D. The Napoleonic Wars. Answer A. The Crimean War. The charge of the Light Brigade was a failed military action involving British light cavalry during the Battle of Balaclava in 1854 in the Crimean War. Question 41. Name the series of laws that restricted the rights of people from the Commonwealth to migrate to the UK during the 1960s. A. The Commonwealth Acts. B. The Migration Acts. C. The Immigration Acts. D. The Border Control Acts. Answer C. The Immigration Acts. These laws were enacted to manage and restrict immigration from Commonwealth countries to the UK, reflecting a shift towards more controlled immigration policies. Question 42. What was the Beveridge Report, and what impact did it have on British society? A. A financial report that led to economic reforms in the 1980s. B. A document outlining welfare state proposals, which laid the foundations for the modern social security system. C. A military report that changed defense strategies post-World War II. D. An educational reform report that revolutionized public schooling. Answer B. A document outlining welfare state proposals, which laid the foundations for the modern social security system. The Beveridge Report proposed widespread reforms to address social welfare issues, leading to the establishment of comprehensive social insurance and the National Health Service. Question 43. Who is known for their wartime leadership as Prime Minister of Britain during World War II? A. Neville Chamberlain. B. Winston Churchill. C. Clement Attlee. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Winston Churchill. Churchill is celebrated for his leadership during World War II, inspiring British resistance against Axis powers. Question 44. What year did women over the age of 30 gain the right to vote in the UK? A. 1928. B. 1918. C. 1945. D. 1969. Answer B. 1918. Women over the age of 30 were granted the right to vote in 1918, a significant milestone in the women's suffrage movement in the UK. Question 45. What is devolution in the context of UK government? A. The process of transferring powers from the European Union to the UK. B. The dissolution of the UK into independent countries. C. The transfer of certain powers from the federal government to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. D. The centralisation of governmental powers in London. Answer C. The transfer of certain powers from the federal government to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Devolution has allowed these regions to have greater control over their own affairs, particularly in areas like education and health. Question 46. What historical document, signed in 1215, influenced later constitutional documents? A. The Domesday Book. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Charter of Liberties. D. The Royal Charter. Answer B. The Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, it is a foundational text that has influenced many constitutional documents worldwide, establishing the principle that everyone, including the king, is subject to the law. Question 47. What major world event did Winston Churchill lead the UK through as Prime Minister? A. The Korean War. B. World War II. C. The Falklands War. D. The Cold War. Answer. B. World War II. Churchill's leadership during World War II was crucial for Britain's morale and contributed significantly to the Allied victory. Question 48. What principle does the Bill of Rights 1689 establish about the monarchy? A. The monarchy can dissolve Parliament at will. B. The monarchy is subject to the laws passed by Parliament. C. The monarchy has absolute power over the judiciary. D. The monarchy controls foreign policy without parliamentary approval. Answer. B. The monarchy is subject to the laws passed by Parliament. The Bill of Rights 1689 laid down limits on the powers of the monarch and set out the rights of Parliament, including regular parliaments, free elections, and freedom of speech within Parliament. Question 49. Who was the reigning queen during the Golden Jubilee celebrated in 2002? A. Queen Victoria. B. Queen Elizabeth II. C. Queen Mary. D. Queen Anne. Answer. B. Queen Elizabeth II. The Golden Jubilee in 2002 marked the 50th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's accession to the throne. Question 50. In what year did the UK join the European Economic Community, which later became known as the European Union? A. 1973. B. 1957. C. 1993. D. 1985. Answer. A. 1973. The UK joined the European Economic Community in 1973, which later evolved into the European Union. Question 51. Name the act that formally united Wales with England in 1536. A. The Union Act. B. The Laws in Wales Acts. C. The Act of Union 1707. D. The Welsh Integration Act. Answer. B. The Laws in Wales Acts. These acts completed the administrative and legal union of the English and Welsh legal systems. Question 52. Who was the author of the influential economics book, The Wealth of Nations? A. John Maynard Keynes. B. Adam Smith. C. David Ricardo. D. Milton Friedman. Answer. B. Adam Smith. Published in 1776, The Wealth of Nations is considered one of the foundational texts in classical economics. Question 53. What historical event is commemorated by Burns Night in Scotland? A. The signing of the Act of Union. B. The birth of Robert Burns, the national poet. C. The end of the Jacobite risings. D. The Battle of Culloden. Answer. B. The birth of Robert Burns, the national poet. Burns Night, celebrated on January 25, honours the life and works of the poet. Question 54. What is the significance of St. George's Day in England? A. It marks the end of the English Civil War. B. It commemorates the birthday of Queen Elizabeth II. C. It celebrates the patron saint of England, St. George. D. It remembers the signing of the Magna Carta. Answer. C. It celebrates the patron saint of England, St. George. St. George's Day is observed on April 23 and is celebrated in honour of St. George, who is the patron saint of England. Question 55. What structure is considered a prehistoric monument and one of the most famous sites in the UK? A. Buckingham Palace. B. Stonehenge. C. The Tower of London. D. Westminster Abbey. Answer B. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of the most famous prehistoric monuments in the world, located in the English county of Wiltshire. Question 56. Who was the British Prime Minister during the signing of the Maastricht Treaty? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Tony Blair. C. John Major. D. Gordon Brown. Answer C. John Major. John Major was the Prime Minister when the Maastricht Treaty was signed in 1992, leading to the creation of the European Union and the introduction of the concept of European citizenship. Question 57. What Act of Parliament, passed in 1918, expanded voting rights significantly in the UK? A. The Suffrage Expansion Act. B. The Representation of the People Act. C. The Electoral Reform Act. D. The Universal Suffrage Act. Answer B. The Representation of the People Act. This act significantly expanded voting rights in the UK, including enfranchising women over the age of 30 who met minimum property qualifications. Question 58. Name the battle in 1314 where Robert the Bruce defeated the English forces. A. The Battle of Agincourt. B. The Battle of Hastings. C. The Battle of Bannockburn. D. The Battle of Yorktown. Answer C. The Battle of Bannockburn. This decisive battle during the First War of Scottish Independence saw Scottish forces, led by Robert the Bruce, defeat the English, led by King Edward II. Question 59. Which disease led to a major outbreak and a significant historical event in the mid-14th century in England? A. Smallpox. B. The Black Death. C. Influenza. D. Cholera. Answer B. The Black Death. The Black Death, or bubonic plague, devastated Europe in the mid-14th century, significantly impacting England's population and social structure. Question 60. What major political change occurred in the UK in 1997 regarding its constitution? A. The adoption of the Bill of Rights. B. The establishment of the Supreme Court. C. The signing of the Maastricht Treaty. D. The introduction of devolution with the establishment of the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly. Answer D. The introduction of devolution with the establishment of the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly. This marked a significant change in the governance of the UK, providing Scotland and Wales with greater political autonomy. Question 61. Which king signed the Royal Marriages Act in 1772? A. King George III. B. King Edward VII. C. King Henry VIII. D. King James I. Answer A. King George III. The Royal Marriages Act of 1772, which required all descendants of George II to seek the sovereign's approval for marriage, was enacted during the reign of King George III. Question 62. What was Operation Dynamo during World War II? A. The code name for the D-Day landings. B. The strategic bombing campaign over Germany. C. the evacuation of British and Allied troops from Dunkirk, France in 1940. D. The development of the atomic bomb. Answer: C. The evacuation of British and Allied troops from Dunkirk, France in 1940. Operation Dynamo is notable for the miraculous evacuation of soldiers from the beaches and harbour of Dunkirk, involving hundreds of naval and civilian vessels. Question 63. What is the significance of the Council of Europe, which the UK joined in 1949? A. It serves as the governing body of the European Union. B. It focuses on defence and security issues in Europe. C. It promotes human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in Europe. D. It handles trade and economic policies for Europe. Answer: C. It promotes human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in Europe. The Council of Europe, distinct from the European Union, aims to uphold human rights, democracy, and legal standards across the continent. Question 64. Who was the first woman to be elected as the Speaker of the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Betty Boothroyd. C. Theresa May. D. Harriet Harman. Answer: B. Betty Boothroyd. Betty Boothroyd served as the Speaker from 1992 to 2000 and was the first woman to hold this significant parliamentary position. Question 65. What event led to the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922? A. The unification of the English and Scottish parliaments. B. The dissolution of the Irish Free State. C. The partition of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland. D. The signing of the Treaty of Union. Answer: C. The partition of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland. The formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922 occurred after the partition of Ireland, leading to the separation of Northern Ireland from the rest of the island.